I had my first $10,000 month just 16 days after starting my first ever online business, and literally anybody can make $10,000 a month if you simply follow the right path. Before I ever started my first business, I worked a job doing construction and doing demolition for a couple real estate companies. And I remember I kept doing these odd jobs and making like 15 to 20 bucks an hour. And one winter, I remember my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, took me and her family to go skiing. And I remember we went skiing that weekend and her dad just kind of went skiing with us, but then he stayed the entire week after that and the following week just to ski and like have fun and enjoy himself. And I remember thinking at the time, man, how is it possible that this guy doesn't have to like work? Like who does he report to? Who's his boss? And that's like what I was thinking at the time. And then I started kind of asking around and figured out, oh wait, he's a business owner. And the reason he doesn't have to work all the time, even though obviously he does work, he doesn't have to because he is his own boss. And that was the first time that I even thought it was a right possibility. And so I realized at the time, your income and your freedom are always going to be limited if you're not in the right vehicle. But what I also figured out is that you don't have to start a business in order to make $10,000 a month. There's only 2 skills that you need to learn in order to do it. But the first key is understanding that you might be in the wrong vehicle right now. The question I like to ask myself is that if I just kept doing exactly what I'm doing right now for a long period of time, would I eventually end up making $10,000 a month or not? And if the answer is no, you should probably get into a different vehicle opportunity or use the current one that you're doing and then start getting into another vehicle while you're still working your job or whatever, start a business or start applying for other jobs while still working your current one. That would at least give you the opportunity in the future to be able to make the amount of money that you want to make. Second is realizing the only 2 vehicles that you can really be in to make $10,000 a month. Before I ever even started my own business, the very first thing that I did was I actually got a position and a job for somebody else. So I was working for somebody else, but the key was that my inputs and effort directly correlated in an outcome versus what most people do is they go get an hourly job where they're just doing the same thing that 100 other people at the company are doing, and their job and what they're doing on a daily basis doesn't actually provide a tangible monetary outcome for the company they're working for, which is why the only 2 vehicles you can really be in are either marketing or sales. Those are the rainmaker parts of the company. And those are really the only 2 skills that you need to learn in order to even make $10,000 a month. So when I got my job as a marketing director at a real estate firm, I had a base salary that I got paid, but then I got paid per lead, per qualified lead that I would bring to the company. So a lead meaning someone that you could contact that was interested in working with the company that I was working for and investing in the real estate firm. I would basically run Google Ads, set up a landing page to opt in and collect their email and phone number. And every time someone that was interested in working with the real estate company would opt in, I would get paid $50 per lead. And every time someone would opt in with their email and phone number to become a lead for the company, I would get paid $50 minus whatever it costs in ad spend to get that lead. And then I started doing the math and figured out that if I could just get the company 100 qualified leads per month, and if I could keep my cost to get a lead under $10 on Google Ads, and I got paid $50 a lead, that means I have $40 of profit that I get paid per lead. And all I need to do to make an extra $4,000 a month is get 100 leads extra per month while keeping my cost per lead under $10 because I had a base salary at the time as well. And so I started doing that, and all of a sudden my inputs on Google Ads were making the company money because I could see a direct correlation between, oh, Grayson spent this much on ads, he got us this many leads, and that resulted in this many investors for the company, versus me doing some sort of like customer support or admin position where even though I'm still providing value to the company, there's not a direct correlation between the inputs I'm doing and the monetary outcome for the company. And so again, you first have to figure out, am I even in the right vehicle, right? Are you learning marketing and are you learning sales? Yes or no? Whether it's for your own business and you're starting your own business or you're scaling your own business, or whether you want to go work for somebody else, you need to be either doing marketing or doing sales so that you can have that direct correlation between your inputs and the monetary outcome. Now let's assume that you're in the right vehicle, you're learning marketing, you're learning sales. The third key step is charging for the outcome. I remember when I first started my business, it completely blew my mind because I was running a video editing agency where basically other people would pay me in order to edit their videos. And at the time, I did not even know how to edit a video. And I remember I had an agreement with some video editors that were overseas that I would pay them $10 per short video they edited for me. And most of my clients wanted to do around 30 videos a month. So that's $300 in hard costs that I was gonna have to pay every single client that I brought on board. And I would charge my clients $2,000 or $3,000 a month just for 30 videos. And I remember at the time wondering like, man, if only my clients like knew they could pay a video editor $300, they probably would be working with the video editor and not me. But then I remembered I'm not charging based on how much time it takes to edit the videos. I'm not charging based on how much I pay the video editors. In fact, it could have been free for me to get the videos edited. It could have cost me nothing. I could have used AI to edit the videos, but what I was charging for was the outcome of what the content in the videos did for my clients. For example, one of my clients, his name was Hamza, he has a real estate coaching offer, scaled his coaching offer from $0 to $300,000 a month simply just using the content that we created with him. And so he was paying me $3,000 a month, but he was making $300,000 per month selling his coaching program using the videos we created. And so the $3,000 that he paid me was really nothing. And so this changed everything for me because now I only charge people for outcomes and nothing else. I don't charge based on my time. If it takes me 2 hours to fulfill a client and they pay me $100,000, it doesn't matter because all that matters is did the client get the outcome that they wanted to get or not? In fact, this is a funny story. You're gonna like it because I had a plumber come to my house recently and our washing machines weren't working. The toilet in our master bathroom wasn't working. And I was really trying to figure out, man, what is wrong? There's gotta be some serious plumbing issues. We just moved into this brand new house. And I remember the plumber came over and all he had to do was just turn on the water next to the washer and dryer and turn on the water behind our toilet because for some reason the previous owners turned off all the water knobs that were kind of like tucked behind the washer and tucked behind the toilet. And he only charged me $40, right? Because all he did was literally go and turn it on. Like that's literally all he did. But I remember thinking at the time, man, if this guy charged for the outcome of, oh, you want your washer and dryer to work again, how painful is that problem? What's that worth to you? Like, what if there was a huge problem? It wouldn't even matter because the outcome that I wanted was simply just for my washer and dryer to work and be able to flush the toilet. And so even if it cost me $500, it doesn't matter if it took the dude 2 minutes because he should have been charging for the outcome instead of charging for his time. Now, the next key step is volume. What most people do is they finally get in the right vehicle, right? So they finally have a path to be able to make 10 grand a month. And they're finally starting to learn marketing or starting to learn sales. And maybe they're even charging for an outcome, but they miss this last key step, which is just simply volume. I would say 9 times out of 10, when I look at an entire business, because I coach businesses for a living, when I look at the businesses that I coach, the one key thing that if they just solved it, they would double their business is just doubling the volume of how many deals they're doing, how many leads they're getting, and how much they're spending on paid ads or how much outbound they're doing. If they simply just doubled the volume, they would double their business. It's a crazy concept, but if you think about it, if you double your leads, you'll double your book calls, you'll double your closed deals, you'll double your cash collected, plain and simple. And so whatever vehicle you're in order to get to $10,000 a month, you can't just charge for an outcome to one client or one person or for one booked call. You have to do it over and over and over again. And the way that I like to think about this is I like to figure out what would make it so unreasonable that I wouldn't get to $10,000 a month in terms of volume. And then I like to just do that. So if you were trying to get 5 clients to pay you $2 grand a month so you can finally make $10,000 a month, how many outbound messages would you have to send to make it so freaking unreasonable that you wouldn't make $10,000 a month? Because if you just did that, you probably would get there. And if you didn't, you'd probably at least get close or learn a valuable lesson. When I was in college and I wanted to, go into real estate at the time, I was trying to get an internship. And so I basically cold emailed a few different real estate places and nobody responded to me, right? I said, hey, I'm a college student. I know absolutely nothing. Can I have an internship? To my big surprise, nobody said yes. And so I kind of was like, well, man, sending emails doesn't work. Like, this is stupid. Somebody, some YouTube video probably told me, hey, if you send a bunch of emails, you'll probably get an internship. And I didn't get one. So I was like, man, this doesn't work. This guy's a scammer. And then I watched another video and I think I scrolled across my first ever Alex Hormozi video where he was like, you have to do so many reps that is so unreasonable, you don't get the outcome. And so then I cold emailed every single real estate firm within, I think, 20-mile radius of me. And finally, I got one response. That one response turned into one interview, and that one interview turned into my first ever position, where then I was then promoted from an intern to marketing director, which then allowed me to start my marketing agency. And that marketing agency allowed me to start my coaching business today, which does over $100,000 per month. So that one decision to finally put the last few reps in completely changed my life. If I'd given up after those first few emails, I have no idea where my life would be today in this moment. And so if you're in a position like that right now, do so many freaking reps that you would make it so unreasonable you wouldn't achieve the outcome. If you want to learn how to do sales or marketing, go check out this video right here on how I close deals at 62%. Peace out.